Hey, what's going on out there? I'm Sean Devine. Hope you all are doing well. Today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to utilize sidechain processing with a dynamic EQ. So let's just take a listen to the relationship between the sub bass or the 808 and the kick drum. I utilized the traditional sidechain compression. I'm going to leave that on. The F6 right now is not engaged. As you can see, there's a lot going on in that 808 or sub bass, all the way from like 250 hertz up to 2K. And so we don't necessarily want to be taken away from that. However, that's exactly what's happening with the traditional sidechain setup here. If we just solo the sub bass and the kick, if I turn off the compressor, we got a lot of clashing frequencies, a lot here at 40 hertz. But when I turn on the compressor, it's a lot cleaner, not bad, right? But we are getting a bit of a noticeable pumping, and there's more separation than I would like. In a lot of cases, we'll have bass lines that just have, low frequency information. And when we're doing the traditional sidechain compression subtly, you're not going to notice that. It's just going to give you a bit of glue, and it's going to clean things up in the way that we want it to. But in this case, it's just not as pleasing. It's taking away a lot of the energy from that bass line. So let's slide over to the F6 here, and we're going to dial in two frequency bands, and one of them is going to be where the primary energy of that kick drum was. So if we just switch our monitor here, the kick's got a lot of info at 40 hertz, so I'm going to slide that one to 40, and then we're going to put this one more towards about 80. So what we're going to be doing is creating a reduction when the kick comes through on the bass line for just the low frequency, and then we're going to be retaining all those high mids. So the first thing we need to do is go down here and just activate the sidechain source. So we're going to turn that to external since we're utilizing the sidechain here with the kick drum. So we'll do that for both of these bands. And then let's go ahead and move the threshold down. The kick drum is maximized, so let's just put this somewhere. And then we're also going to set the attack as fast as it will go, meaning as soon as the kick drum goes above the threshold, we're going to start to get the reduction. We're also going to set the release as fast as it will go so that whenever the kick returns below the threshold, it's going to let go of that signal. So we're going to do that for both band 1 and 2. We're going to leave the gain as is because that would be, just controlling it like a traditional EQ. We don't want to change anything there. We are going to change the range, which this is going to activate the dynamic EQ section. We're going to turn the reduction to a maximum of 7 dB for both of these. That should be plenty. And then let's take a listen and hear what that did. Much better, right? No separation. We've got a lot cleaner sound in the low end. The kick and the sub bass frequencies aren't clashing there, but we still retain all the energy in the bass line. All right, y'all, so that's one example of how I utilize dynamic EQ for sidechain processing on 808s, sub bass, bass lines It's definitely more flexible, more precise than some of the traditional compression techniques we've talked about. Not to say that I use this or you're going to need this in every situation, but it's certainly very, very helpful to have in your toolbox for those bass lines that are more complex and have that additional harmonic content. If you learned anything in the video, please like, subscribe, and consider sharing. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, how long was that? In today's tutorial, we're going to be covering sidechain processing with, dang, my voice is going out. Am I sweating yet? These lights get hot. Today's tutorial, we're going to be covering sidechain processing with a dynamic EQ. Q. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm showing specifically sidechain processing. Did I say compression?